Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we're going to be taking a look at this rather beautiful looking puzzle by Antiknight called, well, it's called two Greek letters, but I think it's Sigma or Mu. And I've had a look at the rules of this puzzle before I turned on the webcam, and I think that's because the grey lines in this puzzle are sort of 10 lines, so they sum to something, and sigma is often used as a mathematical shorthand for sum. And the yellow lines are these average arrow lines. Yeah, so the digits in the circle are the average of all the digits on the line. And I think, I remember from university, I might be wrong about this, but I think mu, isn't that statistical mean? It might be. Anyway, that's my best guess as to why this is called what it is. And we've had some fulsome recommendations to have a look at this, even though I believe it's a brand new puzzle. So I'm going to have a go at it. Now, I am really looking forward to having a go at this, but I will tell you that we have been inundated with recommendations to try, well, actually puzzles by it's a new series of puzzles that the constructor Scojo has been arranging, where it's like there's an imposter puzzle. So there might be a puzzle by Antiknight and a puzzle by somebody imitating Antiknight, and you don't know which is the imposter, and you solve both of them. And then you try and work out which was the puzzle that was most in the style of Antiknight. So, but there's one in particular which is it's either by Marty Sears or somebody imitating Marty Sears. So either way, you know you're in for a fantastic treat. But that puzzle has been, well, we've had about a dozen recommendations so far, and I believe it's only just come out. So. Yeah, we hopefully will get to that at some point. What else do I want to mention today? There was an incredible puzzle on the channel yesterday. I must show it to you. Center Clash by Blashirk, which was sort of computer impervious. There is some lovely, beautiful logic in this puzzle. I'm not going to show you what it is. You can watch yesterday's video if you don't have time to have a go at it. But it's really, really interesting in that computers can't see the elegant way, but human beings can. And the comments on that have been great, so I recommend that to you. I'll try and remember to put a link to that on the screen. And in the comments to that video, somebody, I should have made a note of who, recommended a computer game that I am so excited about. It's called Thank Goodness You're Here. And I'd really love to stream that. I have to say, I really love to stream it. I'm a bit worried it might be a bit too adult, so I rely on comments from people who've played it to let us know whether we'd be okay streaming it. Please say we can, because I've got Lily the Pink going round in my brain at the moment. If you've watched the trailer for Thank Goodness You're Here, you'll know why. What else can I tell you about? Sad news about James Earl Jones passing away yesterday. One of the most extraordinary voices, well, any of us have probably ever heard. And thank you so much to Fool on Hill and also John Whitfield, who wrote in to say that on the Radio 4 show today, this morning, they concluded the show with James Earl Jones' reading of The Raven, which is of course one of my very, very favourite poems, which was lovely to hear, and in fact reminded me of the episode of The Simpsons. So you know sometimes The Simpsons does the Haunted House of Horrors at Halloween. Well, there is, if you've never seen it, it's really, really brilliant. They do a sort of a reenactment of The Raven, and it has the reading by James Earl Jones in it, and it's very funny, beautifully done, and I commend it to you. It must be available on YouTube, I imagine. But anyway, rest in peace to one of the great actors and voices of our time. What else did I want to say before we kick off today? Not much, I don't think. Why don't we do some birthdays? Let's say a very happy birthday to twins over there in the USA, Jason and Justin. Now, Jason, I know, watches the channel. Justin, I'm less sure about. Might need persuading. But I know, Justin, you're about to be a father again, I think for the 5th time, with a new baby girl. So I do hope that's gone fantastically well. And I wish you all the best for today. And, well, oh yes, I was sent a picture. I think of this as of Jason's cake last year. Peanut butter Oreo fudge ice cream cake. What on earth? Let's have a look at this. Oh, let me get it on the screen for you. That does look tremendous. That looks tremendous. So I know if you're both having anything like that, you'll have a good day today. Next, we'll go over to Ontario in Canada and say a very happy 51st birthday to Ryan. And this is your wife Karen wrote to us somewhat apologetically, because I think she was meant to write the last 2 years and hadn't. But the two of you watch every night, and I was very pleased to hear that you'd visited England in the summer and enjoyed it a lot. What was you probably the weather was similar, was it? I'm not sure to what you have at home, but Ryan, many happy returns. And finally, Sam, I'm late with this one, Sam, but your partner, is it Ari or Ariel? I'm not sure what's preferred there, but Sam, many happy returns. Your birthday was yesterday. I hope it was great, and I hope you had chocolate cake. And with that said and done, let's turn our attention to doing some Sudoku solving. I will reposition myself in my chair and read you the rules of Sigma or Mu by Antiknight. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. The digit in the circle is the exact average of the digits on the golden line. So those digits have an average of that digit, which is incorporated within that average, isn't it? So you have to sum up, there are 7 cells there, you have to sum them up, average them, and write that digit in there. Now, what else? The digits along each grey line must sum to 10, so there are loads of those sprinkled around, although nothing dramatically long, so those 3 sum to 10, those sum to 10, those domino, that domino sums to 10, etc. The 4 cells surrounding the white circle in box 6, must be that one, must contain consecutive digits in any order. So the temptation here for the constructor must have been to sort of, we have a line in Sudoku we sometimes see in these puzzles, which is called a Renban line, which has exactly that rule. So it's normally pink, isn't it? So we could have done something like that, but I guess it would have introduced another coloured line that would have overlapped a bit, so I can understand why it's not there, but we might we might bear that in mind somehow. Anyway, they're all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. I believe this has average difficulty according to Logic Masters Germany, so hopefully we'll be able to do it. Now, I did an average line thing the other day, and I learnt something new about them. So what I learnt about them, which is a very obvious point really the moment you think about it, is that obviously whatever digit, well, the sum of the digits on the line has to be a multiple of 7. And that's very obvious, and that's because obviously how do we calculate the average of a 7-cell line? We're going to add up the digits in the 7 cells and divide by 7. So somehow these have got to add to a multiple of 7. And therefore I'm tempted to I am going to avail myself of a secret that I only share with my very favourite people. Someone wrote to us to say, could we do a t-shirt that said, I'm one of Simon's favourite people? I don't think it would sell, but it's a nice idea. Anyway, let me share with you, as one of my favourite people, and all the people who watch these videos are my favourite people, a complete column of a Sudoku, indeed a complete row or a complete box, contains the digits 1 to 9 once each, and those digits sum to 45, and that is the secret. So if I know this column sums to 45, but I know these sum to a multiple of 7, then well, this certainly can't be as high as 7. It could be a 6, and though it can't be, but that's for a different reason. If it was a 6, these digits would sum to 42. By the secret, these digits would therefore be a 1-2 pair, wouldn't they, to make sure that the column overall summed to 45. And that doesn't work. And it doesn't work not for anything to do with column 7, but I think it breaks these, doesn't it? Because we've got 2 little 10 lines down here. Now, if we think about the dominoed ways we can make 2 different digits sum to 10, we could have 1 9, we could have 2 8, and we could have 3 7, and we could have 4 6. But 3 of those options are ruled out. We'd have to fill both of these with 3 7, so that doesn't work. So let's try 5 here as the next lowest. 5 means these sum to 35, so these would be an extra 10 line, because these two would sum to 10 by dint of mathematics. Okay, that box sums to 45 overall. Knock a 5 out, these 8 digits sum to 40. That's a 10, that's a 10, that's a 10, so that would be a 10. There would be 4 different 10 sums in box 9. I was looking to see whether I can disprove that for some reason. I can't actually disprove that. What if that's a 4 then? If we got 4 here, we've got 28. Okay, so it is either, well, we've proved it's not 6. It is either 4 or 5 now. Because if we go down to 3, that line sums to 21. And these 2 digits would have to add to 24, and that's not going to work in Sudoku, is it? So if this is a 4, no, it's the same point. If this is a 4, the line sums to 28. These 2 squares have to make up the balance of 45, so they'd have to be an 8-9 pair to add to the extra 17 we need. And now these lines are broken again. We've only got 3 7 left. So this is a 5. And I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my line drawing thing. I'm going to change to grey, and I'm going to put those in because that's rather cute. And I guess we can do exactly the same. Look, that's got the same geometry. So you can see how Antiknight has started to think about the puzzle with these lines and forcing various types of 10 dominoes. Oh, can we do maths on that row? No. Nearly. So what I was thinking there is, if this sums to 10, and I think it does, and this sums to 10, that's 20, that's a 5. So these 3 digits sum to 20 to make 45 for the row. No, don't see anything interesting about that, I'm afraid. What we could say, which might be more interesting, is that 10 domino is the same as that 10 domino. And that's, hopefully that it's clear why that is immediately, but that's sort of Sudoku, isn't it? So obviously whatever configuration of 10 domino let's say that this was 2-8. This can't be 2-8, because that can be neither digit, neither can this, neither can this. So the only place for the 2-8 pair in box 1 would be there. So these are the same, and therefore I'm going to award them the colour of blue. Right, that's lovely, because now I can do Sudoku on blue in column 1. And the question we need to ask is, can this be blue? And the answer is no, because if this is a blue digit, let's say it was a 2 or an 8, and we put blue here, then that square is also going to be then the counterpart of blue, which in this case is also blue, because if that's a 2, that's an 8, and that's going to bump into its friend immediately above it. So these are blues in the corner. And in fact, why don't we put another grey line in? Okay. Right. So I'm going to repeat that logic as well over here. Look at this domino. Now there's something else we can do here which is potentially interesting. So this has got the same logic. It can't be the same as any of these horizontal 10 sums, so it's something else. Here is the interesting question though. Is this blue? Now the answer to that is no. Because if it is blue, what happens in row 6 to blue? And the answer is blue occupies 2 of these 3 squares. And that doesn't work. Because then 2 of these 3 squares will add up to 10 on their own, because we know that blue adds up to 10, and the third digit on here would have to be a 0. And there are no zeros in this puzzle. I love the way when I say that, my eyes flick to the rules, just to be sure, you know, but no, that must be true. So I'll make that green, which means this is green, which means, ooh, 2 of those 3 are green. So this line adds up to at least 11. Ah, well, okay, let's do that. I was going to say this line adds up to at least 11, and that's true because 2 of its digits add up to 10. But it doesn't add up to 11, does it? Because it's a yellow line. And therefore, this line adds up to a multiple of 3 because there are 3 cells on it. So the minimum this adds up to is 12. And if it adds up to 12, we have to write a 4 in the average cell. And we could do that. But does that work with having 2 of the digits? Oh, I see. Yes, okay. Yes, that does work. Yeah, it would be 4, 2, 6, wouldn't it, I think? The way I'm getting that, if this is a 4 in the circle, the line adds up to 12 overall. 12 divided by 3 is 4. But we know 2 of the digits on this add up to 10, so the other digit must be a 2. Oh no, hang on, I'm wrong, aren't I? Well, that's true, but then is it a 2, 8 or a 4, 6? Yeah, so you don't know. Oh, okay, hang on. What am I talking about? I'm going mad. No, if it was yeah, no, if it was 2, 8 and 4, it wouldn't add up to 12. That's really strange the way my brain can't compute the average thing as well as the rest of the line, which is mad. No, a different way of thinking about that would be to say those 2 digits have to add up to 8, don't they? And one of them is a 2, so they are a 2, 6 pair, and the 10 pair would be 4 and 6. Okay, so if that's 4, this is a 2, 6 pair. But I don't think this has to be 4, because why couldn't it be 6? It can't be 5. If it's 6, then what have we got? Then we've got 18 is the sum of the digits on the line. But the line must contain an 8, because we know 2 of the digits on the line sum to 10. So there would be an 8 in one of these 2 squares. And what then? The other digit would be... Oh, my phone just buzzed at me rather dramatically. I'm going to put that somewhere else so there's less dramatic buzzing. So does that, hang on, does that mean we've got 6 and 4? Feels like it. So this at the moment has to contain even digits, is what I'm going to claim. I'm just going to double check. I haven't made a ricket with the maths there. So if that's 6, 18 is the sum. I know that the green digits on here add up to 10, so there is an 8 in one of these 2. These 2 digits add up to 12, because that's a 6 and the whole line adds up to 18. So this is 4, 8. So is there always there's always a 4, 6 pair on this line? Does that mean that's 4, 6 then? That's always the 10 sum is 4, 6. Unless this is bigger. Why couldn't this be 7? And the answer to that is... well, it can't be 7 actually. No, it can't be 7, because then the line would be 21. And if the line is 21 as a sum, but 2 of its digits add up to 10, which they would, the other digit would be an 11, and that's too big. So this is so these are 4, 6 is what we've learned from all this. And I suppose we might as well make that green, because it is a green digit. We might want. What did we work out about that? These three add up to 20, don't they? Oh my goodness! Right, hang on. That can't be it. Oh, this is gorgeous if that's true. Hang on, let me just check the maths on that. These add up to 20. That is right, because we've got 10, 10 and 5. So we've got 25 there. These add up to 20. How could this be a 6? This domino would have to add up to 15 without using 6 and without using 5. And the only two ways of making a domino add up to 6 are 6, 8 and 5, 9. That won't work. So we've got 4 in this square. So this adds up to 12. Two of the digits add up to 10. This is a 2, 6 pair. That's really very, very beautiful. Now, ooh, okay, now this is interesting. So now there's a 2 in one of these 3 squares, and that means there's an 8 in one of those 3 squares, because one of these must be 2, 8, and the 2 is on the left-hand side. Now that means that 8 is in one of those squares. I guess if we knew 8 was in this thing, we would know. Oh, no, we wouldn't actually. 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Oh, no, 4, 5, 6. No. Yeah, if 8 was in that triple, that would have to be a 6. And there would be a 7 in the triple. Not the triple, the quadruple that's around that little thing there. Okay. Okay, well, hang on. They're a 7, 9 pair, aren't they? Because we said they had to add to 20, and if I deduct 4 from 20, I get 16. There's only one way of doing that, so that's a 7, 9 pair. These squares are 1, 3, 5, 8. So the 5 is in those 2 squares by Sudoku. So the 5 is in one of those 3 squares by Sudoku. Well, okay, hang about. How does that work then? That's rather strange. This is an extreme quadruple now. So, hang on. See these squares here? We're told in the instructions that these are a consecutive sequence. But now we've just worked out they don't include 5. So they must be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6, 7, 8, 9, and both options are available. So these 3 digits are either 1, 2, 3 with a 2 here, I'm trying to see whether I can disprove that, and I'm failing miserably to do it. Well, or the alternative is that this is a 6 and this is 7, 8, 9. And this would be a 4, and these would be 1, 2, 3, 5. 2 would go there. Ah, hang on. Okay, so what's that digit? Maybe this is where the pressure is. So, okay, option 1 is that this is 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the question is, where's 2 in this box? Because there's a 2 up here and it has to go there. Option 2 is this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we ask where is 8 in the box, and the 8 goes there. So this is 2 or 8. Or maybe it's that line that's under some sort of pressure. I mean, if... This line has to be divisible by 3, doesn't it, in total? Oh gosh, that phone is buzzing away again. It feels... I don't know if that's a very high digit. So let's imagine that this was 1, 2, 3. So this is 4, this is 6, this is 8. These are from 5, 7, 9. I don't know actually. I'm unsure. That might be fine. I think that would be 5 in that instance. But okay, let's try it the other way. If this was 7, 8, 9, this is 6, this is 4, this is 2, this is 1, 3, 5. But that's quite a big digit. So that can't, obviously it can't be 1. The average of the line can't be 1. The average can't be 3, because it would add up to 9 but have a 7 there. But if that's 5, these would add up to 10. Yeah, okay, so maybe there's a deeper point here. Maybe the point is that this is always 5, in which case I'd have another surreptitious 10 line here. I'm not certain about that, because I didn't fully exhaust the options. Oh, yeah, so maybe... there's a cute way of thinking about this, isn't there? Yes, okay, I think this might have to be 5. Because 4 and 6 are unavailable as the average digit here. So if we do try for a low digit, obviously it can't have a 1 here or a 2 by Sudoku, so it would have to be a 3. But if this is 3, these are the high digits, and I've already disproved that. If this is 3, these 3 digits sum to 9, but that is a high digit, it's at least a 7. So we can't make those 3 digits only sum up to 9, because this would have to be double 1. So this is not 3. Now here's the thing I haven't checked, but I think might break. If this is 7, yeah, it doesn't work. It's beautiful actually, because if this is 7, those 3 digits sum to 21. But this is a maximum of 3, because this is a 1, 2, 3 triple, because these are high digits that are off this quadruple. And that would mean these have to be add up to 18. It doesn't work. So the point here is this is always 5, and this is another 10 line thing, that. Now the only problem with this is it hasn't shed any light on what these are, unfortunately. Unless there is a reason that I'm meant to know. I mean, well, okay, this is a 10 line, it's not 2, 8 because of this, and it's not 4, 6, so it's odd digits on here. So this is never an 8. Because the ways of making 10 in 2 digits are either 2, 8, 4, 6, or 1, 9, or 3, 7. So this is 1, 9, or 3, 7. And 8 is over here. So we're getting... Oh, okay. So that means 8 is up here where I've got a 5 pencil marked. Which means these squares are 1 and 3. This is looking awfully cluttered now. I'm just trying to work out what this means. So these digits here are from 2, 8, 7 and 9. I'm actually going to pencil mark it. Yeah, but hang on, that's it. Because I can't put 2 low digits in here. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, the moment... Okay, I should have spotted that more quickly. But the point is, the moment this becomes a 1-3 pair, how do you put 1, 2 and 3 into those 3 digits around this quadruple clue? You can't. So the only option then is that these are high digits, which means this is 6. So that's 6, that's 4. This is brilliant. It's just brilliant. Now, okay, so now these don't include 2, so that's the 2. This doesn't include low digits, so we've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple around here. This is a low digit, the counterpart of this one. And that is a 1 or a 3, because we need a second 1 or 3 in the box. And now this column has got all the low digits in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these squares are 7, 8, 9. These squares are 1, 2, 3. And the result of all that is... I have not got a clue. No, I don't know actually. That was a... It's definitely an 8 here. No, I haven't got anything. I'm so sorry. If there's something shouting or something obvious that results from that, I just don't see what it is. I see. This domino must be constrained. I hadn't looked at this, but there is an obvious point in row 3 I could have followed up on. That domino can't be 1, 9, 3, 7 or 4, 6. So that is 2, 8. So this 10 line is 1, 3, 6 by mathematics. So what's this? Have we got some restriction? We need... That can't be a tiny digit. Oh, bobbins. Yeah, but it can be a 4, I think. What I was doing there, just to let you know, is I was looking at that collection as a collective. And I was thinking, okay, the minimum value of these is 21. And then obviously these add up to 10, so I need this to add up to at least 11, which means we are looking at least a 4 in the circle. 4 times 3 being 12. But if this is a 4, well, that is it's not a 4, because this domino won't work. I don't think. If it's 4, the line adds up to 12, which means these digits add up to 8, which means they're either 1, 7, 2, 6 or 3, 5, and that doesn't work. Right, it's not 4. 5. If it's 5... Hang on. Now, if it's 5, this has to be... Oh, that's hugely powerful. Because that effectively turns this into a 10 line. That's what we learnt down here. So if this is 5, which 10 line is it? And it's got to be a 2, 8, 10 line. Because it can't be 1, 9, 3, 7 or 4, 6. I don't see why that doesn't work. So if this is 5, this is 2, 8. But what about 6? If this is 6, these add up to 18. These add up to 12. But they couldn't be 3, 9. But they could be 4, 8. Or 5, 7. Oh, I don't think I even want to pencil mark this. It's just getting very complicated, isn't it? Oh, hang on, it can't be 6 because of the... hang on. No, it can't be 6. I've already got a 6 pencil mark there. Right, let's try 7. If this is 7, this is 21. So these are 14 without using 6. So these are 5, 9. I'm just pausing to think about whether I think that's likely. So this is 7. So if this is 7, this is 5, 9. If that's 5, this is 2, 8. But what about if this was 8? Well, that's actually possible, because the line would add to 24, and this could be a 7, 9 pair. So far, I've just done appalling work on this. Okay, So, all right, but they are the panoply of options. So there is a 4 up here in box 2. So there is a 4 in one of those squares. Yeah. All right, that's useful. That is very useful. That's weird. This can't be a 4, because that would turn green into blue, a concept so ridiculous that it just cannot be true, can it? Because if this is 4, we know this is a 4-6 pair, and this is what we worked. This is why we worked out we could greenify the right-hand side and having bluified the left-hand side. That would put 4 and 6 here. It doesn't work at all. So this is green. That's become green. Ah. And blue is odd, I've just seen. I hadn't looked over here for a while, but this being a 2-8 pair means that blue is odd. 1, 3, 7 or 9. Oh, okay, but this is going to be 1, 3, 7 or 9 as well, isn't it? Okay, if green is 4, 6, that's a 2. So that's a 6. So there's no 2 now on this one. And 2 knocks 5 out of the circle, because the only way that 2 could work, or the only way 5 could work, is with a 2-8 pair. We'd just knock that out. I need to think about this line again now, because I'm not quite sure what the options are left for it. If it's 7, it's 21. 7, 5, 9 might still be possible. 7, 5, 9 or 8, 7, 9. So it's all right. So the 7 and 9 are always in this triple. So this is right. So that's not 7 or 9, which means that's not 1 or 3. Oh, I see. Okay, so I just get a 1, 3 pair in row 2, do I? And whatever this is sort of determines the nature of this line. And 2 has moved up here in the box. Oh, that's just weird. Okay. Okay, so now we've got decisions to make. Where on earth do we look now? If I was betting, I would say okay. I'd say we're either looking at 5 in this box, or possibly that circle, which can't be 5 or 6. Possibly that row, where we've got a 10 line there and some quite highish digits. Those are where I'm sort of thinking about. Let's just do Sudoku, though. There's a 5 in one of those squares, a 5 in one of these squares, but not there. Does it matter? If we put 5 there, that becomes a 10 line. We've learnt that. It's not. No, that's beautiful. Gosh, you can't put 5 here, because if you do, the line sums to 15. This is a 10 line. What colour can it be? It can't be blue, and these are the other 3 colours. So there's no possible way that can work. So this is a 5. Oh, that's very clever. So has that been available for ages, hasn't it? I just hadn't looked at this part of the grid. So maybe if that's 5, then that's a 10 line. But these 10 lines are not as good. I really like that. That was very cute indeed. So perhaps this is the place I'm meant to look, is it? Not well. Oh yes, I am going to look there. I'm going to look at this square, because that can't be a 3 for a weird reason. If this is a 3, the line adds up to 9, and that would make this a 1, and there would be no possible 10 sum here, because this is either 1, 9 or 3, 7, and we'd have this configuration. That doesn't work. So this is at least a 4. Let's put 4 in and work out how that works. So if this is 4, the line adds up to 12. This would be a 3. Oh, bobbins, that's going to work, isn't it? Why doesn't that work? That would make this one 9, this one 9. I don't know. Ooh, okay. But I'm going to leave 4 in there. Oh no, yeah, well, hang on. I've just got to tell you what I just noticed, which is these two are interesting now, because they are not blue or green, are they? So we can have some new colours. Let's get rid of the purple here and have one of these as purple. And then the other one can be, what should we reckon, yellow? And the interesting thing about that, of course, is that this now is blue. And that blue we know is odd numbers. So we can take 2 out, we can take 8 out. Phone's buzzing. Oh, hang on, I better just check that. I can't deal with it now. Okay. So blue is here. Green we know is 4, 6. Okay, let's go back to analysing this then. So if this was 4, we worked out that was 3, and that would settle blue down. Can this be 6? If it's 6, this is 7, isn't it? Oh, it'd be beautiful if this couldn't be a 7 now, because that would knock out 3, 7 from here. But if it's 6, I'm just going to check my maths. This is 18. These add up to 12 with a 5. Yeah, so that would be 7. Okay, let's keep going. If it's 7, this would be... Oh, that's gorgeous. 7 doesn't work for this. Doesn't work for the same. Oh, that's very clever. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I love that. Right, so we eliminated 3 from here, because that caused a 1-3 pair there and broke this. But the logic's sort of similar. If you put 7 there, this becomes a 9 to make the maths work. And 7 and 9 knock this and kill it. And it can't be 8, because that would be 8, 7, 9 as the 5 here. So this is 4 or 6. This is 3 or 7. That kills 3, 7 into those squares, which means blue is now 1 or 9. This is great. This is really clever. 1, 9, 1, 3. Some Sudoku to be done. This one is now... Oh, that gives the maximum opportunity for a 3 in the corner, look. Okay, so I end up with a 3-7 pair here, and I know that 3-7 is either yellow or purple. So that digit actually is going to end up in the corner, isn't it, by Sudoku? So those two digits are the same, but I don't know whether which of the congregation of purple and yellow they live in, unfortunately. But can we do... I mean, oh, yeah. Look at this column now. Well, that's got to be a 2 or an 8, because I need a second 2 or 8 in the column. And this is on a 10 line. So that's got to be a 2 or an 8. Two or 8 is also... 2 or 8 is the digit that's opposite of whatever this is. So that one is also purple or yellow, but that's also purple or yellow. So one of these is 2 or 8, but I don't know which one. These are also purple and yellow. I might have over purplified and yellowified this, you know. Alright, so we can't do that. So instead we need to work out... What do we know? We know the colour of 4, 6 is always green. So is there... So this now can't be 4 or 6, which makes me think it's going to be 5. But that might be foolish. The colour of this is a little interesting. That can't be blue and it can't be purple. So that's either green or yellow. If that's 3, These add up to 9. This would have to be a 2-4 pair. 3, 3, 2, 4. Is that broken for some reason? Don't think so. If it's 7, these would be 6, 8. Actually, let me just, I'm just sorry, I've changed, I'm just going to have another think about that, because 3, 2, 4 forces this to be 1, 9. Is there a reason that doesn't work? Oh, yeah. Hang on. There is a restriction here. There is, because I've got blue down to 1, 9, and that means I can fill it in here, which I hadn't done. And that is very, because the way this worked was ringing bells with me with this one. And you can see a similar thing happens here. If this is 3, you have to make those add up to 6 without using 5. They're 3, 2, 4, and this is a 1, 9 pair, and that can't be. So that doesn't work. If this is 7, watch what happens. This now is 6, 8, because it can't be 5, 9. This puzzle has been put together with so much care and attention. Can this be 8, 7, 9 though? Oh, that would be a shame. In fact, could it be 2, 1, 3? Hadn't thought of that either. So, right, this digit here, this line has some weird options. Because 2 here means the line adds up to 6, so it'd have to be 2, 1, 3, which makes this 4, 6, which I can't immediately see why that's wrong. And 8 has a similar effect. 8 forces this to be 24, which would be a 7, 9 pair. 9 here, 7 here. But that also forces this to be 4, 6. Or, so maybe the difficult digit here is 5. If this is 5, this is a 10 sum. These have to be green and yellow, so one of them has to be 4, 6. Well, okay. That being the case, 4 and 6 in this box are in those squares. Because either this is a 2 or an 8, in which case that's a green 4, 6, or this is a 5, and this is a 10 sum that can't be blue or purple, so it's green or yellow, and I know that therefore green is always in this little foursome. So there's always 4 and 6 here. I don't know what that means. Okay, alright, this is it's tricky-ish, isn't it? Let's try. I don't really know where to try. Let's tidy up this. So 2, 3, 7 and 8. So if this is 5, one of these is yellow, which is 2, 8 or 3, 7. I'm trying to see if I can deduce why that's a problem or not, as the case may be. Okay, or maybe it's... Okay, let's try something here then. We can do maths again, can't we? Because those digits there add to at least 21, and this adds to 10, so this adds to at least 11, which means this is at least a 4. Because if it's any lower, these won't add up to 21 at least. Now that can be a 4, or it can't be 5 or 6, so once we go past that, it's 7 or 8. Now interestingly here, this is not 8. Because if this is 8, that's a 7, 9 pair, and that's breaking that square. So this is 4 or 7. Oh, I see, it's 4. Because if this was 7, these squares have to add up to 14, don't they? 21 overall for the line. These add up to 14, 5 and 6 take out the 5-9 and the 6-8 option. So this is 4. Well, okay, so this is not the 4-6 line. I'm going to have to go and think about that again. I think that might mean that this has to be a 5, but let's just see what we can do with a 4 here first. The answer might be not very much. These squares now have to add up to 8. Yeah, because the line overall adds up to 12. So this is a 1-7 pair, because it can't be 2-6 and it can't be 3-5, so that's not 7. And this is a 9 by Sudoku. So 9, 1, 8, 7-9 pair here. This is now a 3. Oh, this is... Oh, look. This is doing all sorts of bananas here. This really is. This is going. This is going because now I know what this is. There's no 1 on a 10 line. 3-cell 10 line. It must be 2, 3, 5. That means that's an 8. Here we go. Here we go. Now that's 2. That's 8. That can't be 5, I suppose. So 5 gets placed. What are these squares then? Oh, don't tell me. They're both green. They are. They're a 4-6 pair. Okay, they're green. These squares are 6, 8, 9. That's fine. That gets me a 7 there by Sudoku. These squares are a 2 and a 3. Which are these digits? I don't know whether to purplify and yellowify them. I will. That's also a purple or yellow digit. Okay, let's come back down and have a look at this then, because I think if that was 2 or 8, I worked out this was always forced to be a 4-6 pair, which it now can no longer be. So I think that is a 5, which means that is not a 5. It means that is not a 5. Oh, nearly. So nearly. 4. Okay, so this is not 4-6, but this being 5 meant that was 4-6, didn't it? Or have I gone crazy? Yeah, in fact, this is lovely, isn't it? Because what we've now proved is that this line is definitely yellow. And now the key, because we know this is a sort of virtual 10 line, we can ask what colour it is. And it's not blue, it's not yellow, it's not purple. So the only colour that can be is green, which means it is a 4-6 pair. And if that's a 4-6 pair, that's not 6. That's not 6. That's not 4. So that's 4. Which is green. Let's not forget that. It's definitely green. Where's 5 in this box now? Oh, bobbins. No, there's a choice. It's one of 2 places. But okay, it's in one of those 2 places. So it's not there. So that's a 5. So this is a 2-3 pair. I feel like that's probably in... Oh, yeah, nearly. Yeah, that might be interesting. Because I've got a 2 pencil marked up here. Is that's legitimate? Yeah. So the 2 in this column is down here. But that means it's not yellow. So yellow doesn't have a 2 in it, which means it's 3-7. Isn't that amazing? So we've got 8-2 here. So yellow is 3. This is going to do loads of things. Yellow is 3-7. So that's a 2. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 6. That's a 6. This is a 1. This is a 7. That's not 7. We know, okay, so we know that 2s and 8s are now purple, and yellow is 3-7. 2s or 8s are purple, so this is yellow up here. Can probably do more, but let's pause for a moment That digit's interesting by Sudoku. Where does that go in box 8? Well, its pair is there, so it must be there, mustn't it? And that's definitely not a 2. So the 2 shifts down. The 2 is purple. This is a 1 or a 9. Don't know if we know. Well, we do. It's got a 1 looking in its column. So we can fill those in. We've not put the second 3, 7 into this row. And that goes there, and there's a 7 above it. So that fixes a few things. We can yellowify the appropriate digits, can't we? That's 2. That's 3. That... Oh. I didn't get a 3 in the corner. I nearly did. It feels like it's almost worth a song. But no, probably technically I'm not allowed to do it. Alright, so we need to put 1 into this box. That is something that's very doable. 1 is a blue digit. And then we need an 8, don't we, to complete the panoply of digits in that box. So that makes that a 7. Now that should do some things. So this has to be a 5-9 pair, and we know the order. 5-9, 9-8. That's a 4 or a 6 by Sudoku, and is therefore green. And that's an 8 by Sudoku, and is purple. And these 2 digits are 2, which must be here. And, okay, 5, 8 go in. 8 goes here. So it's just a whole load of 4 6s that some... Oh, I see, and this line gets done by the mathematics of the circle. Because they add up to 12, that has to be a 6. Oh, how... That is so... It is really good, this puzzle. It is really good. Yeah. It's taken me a while. But I love that. It's not been out long, look. I'm not surprised it's got so many recommendations. Sigma or mu indeed. That is a beautiful puzzle. It's really interesting. Very, very cool the way some of those circles worked with the 10 lines. There's such a natural combination of rules. Antiknight, take a bow. That was brilliant. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.